guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm actually going to be doing something that I've wanted to film now for months. I'm going to be going through all of my clothing and I'm going to be decluttering it using a very specific method that you may have heard of already, you may not have. It's called the KonMari Method of tidying, and it was created by a Japanese professional declutterer organizer named Marie Kondo. She has a couple of books out. This is the first of them, which I have read. It is called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo, and yeah, essentially it was a really good read and I felt very inspired. With the KonMari Method, it isn't just for clothing items. You also can use this for pretty much anything in your home. So anything from like kitchen supplies to your file folders filled with old documents and papers. You can use this for shoes as well, jewelry, makeup, like everything. The book doesn't just apply to specifically clothing, but it does indicate that you should begin with clothing. It's apparently the best thing to begin with, as most of it is not sentimental compared to other categories. However, one thing that I already did in the wrong order apparently, was I actually did start with my makeup, and the reason I did is because I did a makeup swap with some other YouTubers a couple of months ago. So I did film a little bit of that to show you. Overall, it went really well. I was able to get rid of things that I never thought I'd be able to part with and be okay with it. For example, I gave away a couple of MAC lipsticks and I don't even miss them. Yeah, that really motivated me to keep going with this method and try with other things in my life. So that's why we are beginning with the clothing, because the makeup went really well. I originally heard about this a couple of years ago actually, when I watched a video from a YouTuber called Jennifer Ross, and she did this long before she had her kids. I was like, wow, that was actually really effective. She actually ended up getting a fair bit of clothing out of her closets and it looked a lot more organized and everything. I was like, wow, that really worked. So that's when I was first exposed to it. And then as the years went by, I kind of decided it's not really time yet. I'll do it kind of like after university, maybe when my wardrobe definitely needs a bit of an upgrade. And that's essentially where I am now. I'm at the point where I'm done university, I'm moved out. I definitely don't have as much of that going out, spending a lot of money lifestyle that I used to. So a lot of my clothes were kind of just sitting in my closet and making me feel not old, but just like it made me feel more like I was in that transition stage of my life. I don't know, it just felt like it was kind of that old shell of me, like a snake skin that I'd shed it off and I didn't need anymore. Like it kind of felt like I was keeping a snake skin in my closet. So I decided that I wanted to kind of go through everything, to take things that weren't really fitting me anymore or never fit me to begin with, and kind of just be super strict and disciplined and just go ahead and get rid of it. So with this method of tidying or decluttering, there is one main concept that is universal throughout every category that you go through. And when you touch an item, if it does not spark joy, you don't keep it. So it may be an item that doesn't even fit you, but if it uplifts you inside and makes you feel happy and lighter physically, then that's considered to be an item that you should keep because it makes you happy. And if you have only things in your space that makes you happy, then it ends up with a more positive effect, obviously. And means that, you know, you get rid of the things that are either weighing you down or you don't really like, and that way you're surrounded by all the things that make you happy. And of course, she does mention, you know, there are certain things that you need to keep for practicality reasons. For example, your broom or your vacuum may not spark joy, but you keep it anyway because you need it. The reason I'm using this specific KonMari method of tidying is because Marie Kondo really puts into a good perspective on how to get rid of those things that may be difficult to part with, particularly with more sentimental items or things that you really love but maybe don't fit anymore. She kind of goes through all of that different stuff in the book and showing that Japanese culture side of it, to fully like appreciate and touch the clothing and say thank you, and that actually really helped with a lot of the things I had to get rid of. So yeah, I found it really good. I'm basically going to be showing you the process of me doing it and then the aftermath as well. And I'm also going to mention a couple things that I did a little bit different than what is specifically instructed in the book, and I'll tell you a bit why I didn't do it or all that good stuff as well. So if you're interested in the beginning of my KonMari decluttering journey, then keep watching. Okay guys, so first I'm actually going to show you the before shots of everything, so all of my clothes where they currently are, and then I'll show you the after, of course, at the end, and we'll see how much of a difference there is. So let's start with the closet. I have 2 closets that I share with my boyfriend. Not touching any of his stuff today, obviously, because it's not mine. So when you come to the right-hand side of our master bedroom, there are 2 closets here. This one is a standard depth closet, and then this one is like a half walk-in, because we have a little bit of space there. So this is what this is what the first one looks like. As you can see, very cluttered and disorganized right there. Then this right-hand side is all of my stuff. There is a shoe rack in here. Sometimes shoes get used in here, sometimes they don't. There's a random bin, and all of our like painting reno clothes are just in a pile. So that needs to be dealt with. Then when you come over here, we have our darks and lights laundry baskets, and then our fitness and his denim. So all of my fitness clothes are here, and some of my seasonal items are back here. So yeah, that is what we're working with over this way. And here's where the other majority of my everyday clothes is. So in the top here, we have all my undergarments, socks, sports bras, regular bras, socks, and underwear. This drawer is all of mine, so pajamas, t-shirts, and my boyfriend's PJ pants. And then down here, we have some workout shorts, leggings, and the rest is his. So that's what we're working with there. And I got one more closet down the hall. So as you can see, some of this stuff here is kind of just laid here to be ironed. So I will be bringing that out for the purpose of the decluttering. So we're gonna bring that out too. So now that I've shown you where everything is currently sitting, it's like resting, I guess, and being super cluttered looking, that walk-in closet really stresses me out, so I'm hoping to make the biggest difference with that. Anyway, now that you've seen where everything is, everything's going to be laid out on my bed. You have to bring all of it in one place so you can actually view the volume of how much you own. So that's what I'm going to do right now. That is everything not including the drawers. Let's go. Alright guys, so this is all of my clothing out of the closets and the drawers, minus the coat closet. I'm leaving my coats in this closet for now. I don't think I'm gonna get to them today anyway. Actually, I think I will take out the scarves though, so I can actually go through all of my scarves at once. But yeah, the coats are gonna stay here. But I will take these winter scarves. The best way to choose what to keep and what to throw away is to take each item in one's hand and ask, does this spark joy? If it does, keep it. If not, dispose of it. You may wonder the effectiveness of such vague criteria, but the trick is to handle each item. When you touch a piece of clothing, your body reacts. Its response to each item is different. This guy out because this is an example of an item that I kept in my closet because I might need it one day. It's been 2 years. I haven't used it once, so it's going in the garbage. example of an item that I really kept on to because of the memories behind it. Yeah, I don't really reach for this anymore, so I am gonna put this in the donate pile. Thank you for all the memories you gave me. So this shirt is a good example of something that I need to hang on to until the end, because no matter what it is, no matter what type of category it comes from, clothing, miscellaneous, kimono, books, papers, if it's sentimental, it's meant to be left till last until you've gone through enough things that your judgment is a bit more trained, per se. So for example, this is sentimental because it's my high school t-shirt. It has the initials of my high school on the front and my entire graduating class on the back. So this is a sentimental item, meaning I leave it to the side and I decide whether I want to keep it later. This cardigan I absolutely love to death. It makes me feel that elated joyness instantly when I pick it up. But there is a hole in the top of the shoulder and it is looking a bit ratty now. So this is one of those cases where I absolutely loved it, but I'm gonna thank it for how much joy it's given me and I'm going to throw it in the garbage. Save some space, I am putting all the things I'm keeping back in the closets and the drawers for now, just to keep myself less overwhelmed, I guess. This t-shirt is another great example of something I've just worn the crap out of, like the coral cardigan. I love this shirt to death, but it's really see-through now. Material is just really thin. I don't know if you guys can see that, but every time I wear a bra underneath it, which is every time, I can see the bra, even if it's nude. So thank you for all of the joy you've given me. I love the color. You were very, very comfortable. But this is goodbye. If you guys have been watching my videos for a couple years, you probably recognize this dress. I did a get ready going out with the girls night, kind of get ready with me video, where I was wearing this dress. And yeah, I had a few nights out in this dress. It was fun, but hopefully it'll make someone else feel hot now. Two dresses that I hung on to thinking, oh, in a couple of months when I lose all this weight, I'm gonna fit into these and I'm actually gonna wear them. It's been 2 years. I haven't worn them, so they're being donated. These are a pair of cropped coral denim jeans from American Eagle from a couple of years ago, and I absolutely adore this color. They spark so much joy and happiness for me. The thing is, they have a really bad stain. Where was it? Where's the stain? Oh yeah, on the back of the leg here, it's really dark and gray looking, and I've tried getting it out, it doesn't come out. So what I'm planning on doing with these is I'm actually going to cut them into shorts and see if I like them like that. If I still don't like them, I'll throw them out. But that is the reason I'm going to hang on to these, even though they technically should go in either the donate or garbage pile. I am planning on turning those into shorts first. I'm going to give them a second chance. Here is what the piles look like so far. So my garbage throw pile, my donate pile are about the same. And I will mention that this bag out here is also a donate bag. Things that I was putting in there like kind of over the course of the winter before I read the KonMari book and everything. So they're in there. So that's got to go in a garbage bag and that's got to go in a garbage bag. So yeah, I figured I would give you guys a quick update. So here is what the main closet is looking like now. These are still empty. I'm not sure what's going to go in those yet. That box has, I think, one pair of leggings. Yeah, one pair of leggings, 2 shirts, and a pair of shorts. That's like my Reno painting clothes. Bikini bottoms. This bag here, my great-grandmother actually made a few years ago, but that has seasonal stuff in it, so Patty's Day and Christmas, like, clothing items. And then here is all of the hanging clothes. And the reason it may look crazy right now, but the reason this is good is that is from both closets. So I haven't put anything back in this closet yet. And I'm not actually going to go through the dirty laundry because those are things I've worn in the past literally 3 days. So there are things that I'm obviously keeping because I'm wearing them and loving them. But yeah, that is all the hanging clothes right there. Haven't gone through the shoes yet. I also want to show you this pile over here. This is the pile of things that I need to try on or think about because I'm on the fence about it. So that's what that pile is. And then here's an update on the drawers. These look really tight right now, but this is all my winter socks too. Literally all of it fits in this drawer at the moment. So, you know, it's pretty good. Then down here, I definitely want to narrow down my pajamas a little bit more, but this is all that's left of PJs. I kept both my tube tank tops because they're hard to find now, and I like using these for when I'm applying self-tanner and lying out on the back deck in the summer, that kind of thing. And then here are the clean t-shirts that I've kept. Got rid of like my old see-through ones, except the one I'm currently wearing. The one I'm currently wearing, probably going to end up in the garbage as well, unfortunately. And down here, I have a couple of pairs of shorts and leggings. So yeah, and over here is our final stop. So this is the garbage pile and this is the donate pile. So I'm pretty happy with that. Alright guys, so here is all of my shoes. When you think about it, I don't actually own a lot of shoes compared to most women, I think. But that's because I actually go through these fairly quickly. I usually go through my shoes every like year or second year anyways. But let's see how much we can declutter this a little bit and figure out what I need to get rid of. Alright, so these shoes are a little bit of a more difficult decision for me because they are a sentimental item. These are the shoes that I wore to my high school graduation. Now I just tried them on and walked around in them. They're a bit tight in the toes, so I'm still not sure if I really want to keep them. I'm kind of in between at this point, so I'm going to leave them aside and come back to them after. Now these sandals you may recognize if you've been following my channel for a while. I featured these in a summer lookbook. Every time I look at these, even though they're really pretty to look at, and I love the design of them, like I love this style of sandal, they are just extremely uncomfortable. They really stretch my arches to the point where it's painful to walk in them after maybe an hour or two. So for that reason, I am going to get rid of these. These heels are an example of something that I love the way they look on me, but they're extremely high. As you can see, they've got even a platform besides the heel itself being high. Actually, standing in these is fine, but walking around in them makes me kind of uncomfortable. Even though they look super good on my feet, I am going to go ahead and donate these because I just never reach for them. Okay, so these are my fell boots that I wore all fall and winter this year. They're from G by Guess. I ordered them from Hudson's Bay and I absolutely love these boots. The problem is one of the heels has actually come out of it, and I have, yes, been wearing them like this all winter. Shame on me, I know. The problem is I haven't found a pair to replace these yet. So until I find a pair to replace these, I'm gonna keep them for now, and then once I find a replacement, I will dispose of these after. Alright, and the last pair of shoes I'll mention is my old Nikes. These were my original gym shoes from years and years ago, and then I wore them to my previous job working in retail for a while, and now they're just kind of my outdoor shoes. As you can see, they are very muddy because I've worn them on a couple of hikes. I am going to go ahead and hang on to these even though they're kind of worn out right now, because I need a lighter pair of shoes for outdoors for like hiking and stuff, because I do have a pair of steel toe shoes that look like this, also bought for retail life. But they're really heavy, so I find in the summer they're not really good for hiking and stuff, so I'm gonna hang on to these for now until my other shoes wear out and I can turn those into outdoor shoes. So yeah, even though they really should be tossed, I'm gonna hang on to them. Okay, so that is all of my shoes done. I actually didn't get rid of a lot of pairs. So this is the pile of donate shoes. As you can see, it's only 4 pairs. But they are shoes that I definitely don't wear anymore, except the brown ones. Can you see my finger? There you go. These brown ones, I actually bought in New York the first time I went, back in 2010. So I've had those for 8 years. Crazy. The problem is that line where that beige or gold liner meets the brown, that really rubs the bottom of my feet now, and I find them really uncomfortable to wear. So that's why I'm getting rid of those. I don't really wear those white ones anymore. They're from Forever 21. And then the other 2 pairs that I already showed you. So that is what I'm putting in the donate pile. And I have decided after a little bit of thought that I am gonna go ahead and donate my high school graduation shoes. because I thought about it and I was like, you know what? You haven't really reached for them since your high school graduation, and that was like 6-7 years ago. So you know what? Thanks for the joy you gave me. I've got a fair bit left, but you know what? It's okay. At least I've finally gone through the shoes and I know what I wanted to keep and what I wanted to get rid of. So I'm still considering it somewhat successful. Okay, so now that you've seen the process of me going through everything, as you can see, I did my clothing first and then my shoes. I did consider my shoes as part of the clothing category. However, my jewelry is going to be kept separate. I may film it, I may not, we'll see. Overall, I think I did a pretty good job. There are certain things that I didn't do specifically to the book's suggestions or recommendations, but overall I think I did okay anyways. And I'll go into more of that now. So overall, I got rid of 1 full bag of garbage clothing, things to actually just throw out. Right now, as of right now, I have 2.5 garbage bags of donation. So that's including clothing and shoes. One of the points in the book is she actually gives the order in which to actually declutter the clothing. Like, you're supposed to separate it into the different clothing categories and do them one at a time. This is something that I didn't do, partially because I forgot when I was doing it, but overall I kind of just wanted to see everything in one big pile as well, and I figured I was more likely to follow through with it and get it all done in one day if I just threw it all in the exact same pile. But the book does specify to start with your tops, so shirts, sweaters, bottoms, pants, skirts, etc. in another pile. Then do the clothes that should be hung, so your jackets, coats, suits, etc. Then do your socks and underwear, then bags, then accessories, then clothes for specific events like swimsuits, uniforms, all that stuff, and then do shoes last. I did do shoes after clothing, but I did not separate my tops, bottoms, special event wear. I just threw it all in the exact same pile. And another thing that I ended up doing a little bit differently was the folding technique. Marie Kondo does have a specific folding technique. I'll leave a couple videos linked in the description bar just in case you're interested, because there are videos you can look up on YouTube of her actually showing how she folds specific items. For a couple of these categories, I didn't really fold them the exact same way, but I do it similar. So I'll just read out a little bit of how she explains in the book how to do the folding method. The goal is to fold each piece of clothing into a simple, smooth rectangle. First, fold each lengthwise side of the garment towards the center, such as the left hand then right hand sides of a shirt, and tuck the sleeves in to make a long rectangular shape. It doesn't matter how you fold the sleeves. One short end of the rectangle and fold it towards the other short end. Then fold again in the same manner in halves or in thirds. This is the basic principle that will ultimately allow all of your clothes to be stacked on edge side by side, so that when you pull open your drawer, you can see the edge of every single item inside. If you find that the end result is the right shape but too loose and floppy to stand up, it's a sign that the way of folding doesn't match the type of clothing, and that definitely was the case with a lot of my stuff. It doesn't really say well in the text how she likes to leave a little edge before she folds into thirds, but essentially I avoided doing that little almost folding all the way first. I just did it all in thirds because that's how my clothes stood up better in the drawers. So that's something I definitely did different, and I definitely had to fold them differently because the way the materials were for my clothing, they just didn't stand up right with like the default way of folding. So that's something I definitely had to change. But overall, I'm glad I definitely kind of followed that guideline, because now when I open up the drawers, they look a lot more organized. I can see every single item, and it's been a couple days and everything is still standing up. Even when I take out an item to wear it, everything else is still mostly, for the most part, standing. One item might have fallen over on the end, but other than that, like, it looks very tidy still. So I'm really liking that. I'm gonna keep going with that folding method, and hopefully that works. Alright guys, so that is everything for this decluttering of my clothing and shoes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, or at least found it helpful. Give it a big thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below if you don't want to miss my future videos. I do have a giveaway coming up. I'm starting to purchase things for my 500 subscriber giveaway. So that is underway, so if you don't want to miss that, hit that button down there so you don't. And yeah, I will see you guys soon with my next video. Bye!